Hi, I'm Chris and we are JCD. In this week's episode, we record a Christmas edition of our podcast. I surprised my dad with tickets to Tottenham Hotspur and we tease a new member of our drainage division. Let's roll the footage. Sure I had a spare. It's Monday morning. Welcome back to another episode of We Are JCD. Mitchell and John are out on jobs this morning. The cleaning team are doing a big job down in Margate at a very well-known amusement park in Margate. There's only one, so I guess you guys know it's Dreamland. They're doing some work down there. We work with them on some of their specialist cleaning jobs. I am at HQ. Adam is behind the camera. Gary is out and about doing site visits and everyone else is busy. I am here today, this morning, because we are doing a special edition of the Cleaning Up Business podcast. Do we want to give away too much? No? He's shaking his head. A Christmas edition. We've got a special guest and we've also got special someone else. I don't know how to word it. But they're coming down and we've got a special edition that's going to be our Christmas edition. So Adam has decorated the office in Christmas attire, which I'm not too happy about because I am somewhat of a Grinch. So we're going to get that done. Our guest is running slightly late. He's called me, which is fine. Once we've done that, I'm heading home, to be honest, because I am at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium tonight. You guys may have seen we were there a few weeks ago with one of our podcast guests and they were kind enough to follow through on an offer of some tickets. So my dad is a Tottenham fan. I'm going to take him to see them against Fulham this evening. So yeah, a bit of a relaxed day, but I've got a couple of hours in between where I'll be doing some bits and pieces. So we're going to make sure everything's set up and then we're going to get this podcast down. Let's do it. Let's do it. So we've just finished putting down our Christmas edition of the Cleaning Up Business podcast. I'm not going to reveal what went down because then you won't watch. You've got to tune in to our Christmas episode. I think it would be the 20th of December, around then, that last week before Christmas. So make sure you guys check that out. As I mentioned this morning, I'm going to head and have some lunch with our guest that is over there. Can't show you who it is. I'm going to head round there and then I am going to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium tonight to meet a previous podcast guest again for some hospitality. So thank you to Paul Evans from Carlisle Support Services. I look forward to seeing you guys tonight. So let's go and get some lunch, then I'll catch up with you guys this afternoon. What is happening, guys? It is now the evening. I spent the rest of the morning or afternoon down at JCD HQ with our guest. We went and had something to eat, come back after. Now is the evening. I went home, done a little bit of paperwork that I needed to get done, and now it is the late afternoon. I was fortunate enough that one of our recent podcast guests, Paul Evans, who is the CEO at Carlisle Support Services, he kindly offered us some complimentary tickets to watch a Tottenham Hotspur game. My dad is a Tottenham Hotspur fan, so we are at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and we are watching Tottenham versus Fulham. Tottenham are currently 1-0 up. Been an interesting game. Dad's enjoyed it. Nice journey up here. We've had some food. Met Paul. He had to get away because he's actually going on holiday. That's very kind of him. It shows the stature of the man that he come all the way to the stadium just to say hello to us and meet and greet us. So it's half time now. Been a great game, great experience so far. Say Tottenham are winning. So we're going to spend the rest of the evening here. Tomorrow, I have a meeting with one of our key clients in the morning at 10 o'clock. And then I have a large tender that I'm going to be going through with Gary. But for the rest of the evening, we're going to be enjoying some red wine, some apple juice, also known as cider, and relaxing. It's been a nice day so far. Doesn't happen often, but definitely one of the better days. I haven't got my microphone, so I hope the audio is okay. But let's go back outside, see how the team are getting on. So we have finished at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I'm now at the O2 where I parked, but that is nice and local for us where we live. Interesting game, Tottenham won 2-0, which is a good result. Old man enjoyed it, apart from the walk-in between the stations. I think next time we will drive up there, but anyway, it's a nice experience, and a big thank you to Paul Evans at Carlisle for the invite, following through. As I mentioned before, a lot of people promise stuff on podcasts, you know, we're going to go out for this, we're going to go and do this, and very little people follow through. And the man is a man of his word. He even come all the way to the stadium to say hello to us, and then went on his journey to holiday. He's actually going on holiday with his children to Scotland, and I think that's just a testament to his character. So thank you to Paul. Thank you to Paula, his PA, who arranged it, and hopefully we will get there again. But yeah, that wraps up an interesting Monday. I will see you guys for business as usual in the morning. First appointment is at 10 o'clock where we have a client meeting. So I'll see you guys in a few hours.
Have a choice anymore.
Honestly, I think I journal about this.
What is happening YouTube? It is now Tuesday. I went to a client meeting this morning that went particularly well. I had to have a catch up with a particular customer. We're talking about restructuring the business down there. I've had a meeting with Gary this morning, quick flying visit, because I've had to come down to a contract where we have some pumps which you guys are standing on at the moment, and the pump is high level, so I am going to have a look around. Whilst I'm here, I'm going to go and see Sharon, who's on site. So let's get some tools out and have a see what's going on with this station. So what we have is the inside of a pump box, in case anyone hasn't seen that. So what happens is we've got our pumps up here. They have tripped, which generally means that something has got stuck in them. So we'll turn them back on. We've got our control panel here, which we can do is we can reverse the spin of the pump, so that if there's anything entangled in it, it basically spits it back out and untangles it. So that's what we're going to do initially to see if the level drops. But it trips usually because something's caught in it and it's preserving the pump. It doesn't want to keep spinning and spinning and spinning and not going anywhere, or drawing lots of power to try and push the blockage out, and then it potentially burns the motor on the pumps out. So it is a fail safe when something is in there. So what we're going to do, we're going to reverse them, see what that does, and then we will go from there. This is our GSM clip. That is how I know it is tripped, because I get an email, so does the customer, to know when something has happened. This particular site is a busy site, so you know, it does happen now and then when people put wipes and all sorts down there. So we'll give that a go, and I'm sure we'll get it back running nice and quickly. Turn them onto hand mode, which means they will be constantly running. You won't be able to see these lights. There's two green lights here, they are running. So we'll leave it on hand for a little bit. What I'm going to do, there's a chamber over there, I'll go and lift that chamber just to make sure that they are dropping. but they're not tripped again. Because usually they would cut out straight away, and they cut out, I say, as a mechanism to stop the motor from getting damaged. But they're running on hand at the moment, so I'm going to leave them a little bit. I'm going to shut this up because I don't want anyone playing around with anything in here. I'll leave that there. I'm going to go inside for a little bit, and then I will come back and check on progress shortly. So let's go inside, see if Sharon's here. So check the chamber, and the level is going down. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to head inside for a little bit, 10 minutes or so, and then I'll come back out and just check it again, just to make sure that it's not going down and that it hasn't tripped again. So head inside, see what's going on. I'll catch up with you guys in about 10 minutes.
A few moments later.
So we've lifted the manhole, levels have gone down. Can't see in there because it's pretty dark, but they've gone down anyway. So I'm going to go back over to the station, turn it back on automatic rather, so that it will just do it automatically when it gets to certain levels. So we'll run back over, turn it over, and then hopefully that'll be that one solved. Just had a quick catch up with Sharon. She's down at this particular contract as we do the cleaning and facilities down at this particular place. That's all done now. In a pump station like that, they have, we'll call them sensors, they're called floats, and basically when the water gets to a certain point and it lifts that float, it turns the pumps on, which then will pump the waste out. It goes out to a southern water facility at the end, and vice versa. When there's a high level alarm, when the water touches a certain point, there's another float, there's 3 or 4 in there, that will trigger a high level alarm, and then now I get an email to say that something has gone wrong. But I'm down here now, it's all okay. I think, to be honest with you, this place is heavily used and abused, and we have to do some periodic manned entry because the pump pit is from here all the way over to the other side. You can literally walk the whole length of it, and every now and then we have to do a full clean out, and I think it's the case we are getting towards that now. So I'll give the customer an email because we've had a couple of high levels in the space of 3 weeks, and it's been periodically quiet. We haven't had one for about 6 months. So yeah, I'll give them an email. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to head home. I've got to finish some tender documents we've got to do. We had a clean going on at Borough Market last night that didn't go quite well. No fault of our own. The scissor lift company, who will be nameless, they delivered the wrong scissor lift. It's a very specific one we need to get through a specific gap, and they delivered the wrong machine. They've admitted it's their fault. So yeah, these things happen. We all make mistakes, but it's put the job back a little bit. But hopefully we'll get that one done by the end of the week. So yeah, me and Gary were interviewing for our admin role. I had a bit of a story about that the other day. I had a lady that was very good. We offered her the role. She come down and signed the paperwork and then ghosted us. Now, don't get me wrong, things happen. You know, something could have seriously happened. She could be ill. She, you know, I don't know. But I've reached out to this lady by several formats. Said, look, there's no pressure. If the role's not for you, just say. But I just wanted to make sure you're okay. And I haven't heard anything back. So you know, we're gonna have to plough on, because with every passing day we're getting further and further behind with some of the stuff we need to do. So we've got 7 interviews tomorrow, so it's all going on. At the start of the week, I obviously done our podcast with our special guest. To be honest with you, it sort of reinvigorated me because he does a bit of content. Give me a little kick up the backside in terms of content. So I've been thinking about that quite a lot lately. Yeah, we'll see what that looks like. But yeah, so let's jump back in the Bossmobile and get back to HQ. Wednesday, we are down at JCD HQ. I have been down here all day with Gary, our GM. Mentioned recently that we had an admin lady. Unfortunately, she come down, signed the contract and decided not to get into contact with us. I hope she's okay. Tried reaching out, it's no problem if she doesn't want the job. I just hope nothing's happened to her, but haven't been able to contact her. So anyway, Gary has arranged some other interviews. And to be honest with you, for the first time ever, I think we had 9 interviews altogether, starting at 7:30 this morning. We had 3 real standout candidates, which is unusual. Usually you find you get 1 front runner, but we had 3 people that were really good. So we've decided on the top candidate, and Gary is going to give her a formal offer tomorrow. Don't want to seem too keen. So we're going to give her a call tomorrow. Lady's name is Alison. And then hopefully she will start. All of the candidates had to give 3 to 4 weeks notice. So it's probably looking like we're not going to get someone till late November, early December. I was saying to the candidates actually, and the more I realised that we haven't had that role in the business, the more I realise how important that office admin role is. People go, oh, it's just an administrator, but it really does hold the office together, keeps everything in order back of house, which in turn keeps my mind in order. So it's been a bit of a long day, to be honest. I haven't got much on the rest of the day, so it's going to be a short update for you guys today. But as always, I will see you guys bright and early for Thursday.
How to become successful, better, based on my 24 years. So I make a deal with you. I don't take ads for the show. A lot of people call it a challenge. A lot of people think it's fitness. It is not that. It is an act to create awareness around the conversations that you have in.
What is happening, team? It's now Thursday. I'm up in Peterborough. Left nice and early this morning. I have had to come up to the famous CJ Kelly. I had a contact call me. They've had an issue on a job and they need some Picote work. So I said I'd pop up and give this particular contact a hand. I've got to go to Derby, but I've had to make a stop into CJ Kelly because I need to get another part for our Picote machine that we've recently bought. Been a useful machine, to be honest. Really pleased I bought it. Quite a big outlay, but a good piece of kit. It's in the van, ready to go. There she is. So yeah, come to get a tool, say hello to Martin, and then we're going to head over to Derby. We've got to cut out a section of pipe work that is faulty. It's overlapping on a, and the guy didn't want to hire it. You know, didn't want to have he couldn't afford to wait for a hire. So he gave me a call and said, "Oh, I know you've got one. Can you come give us a hand?" So we are going to do that. So yeah, got that to do for the rest of the day. Boys are down in Devon at the moment. Greywater lads are doing a big survey down there, post-adoption survey for a building company. So yeah, it's all going on this week, to be honest. In the office most of yesterday with Gary. Spent a bit of time with him, which is good. Let's wait and see what Martin is up to when he gets here. So just finished at CJ Kelly. Thank you again to Martin for helping me out. We've got our panel here that goes on the end of a particular tool and that will grind through what we need to do. I didn't pick up one of them. I should have really when I initially bought it. So now I'm parked up, so I'm just about to leave. I've got a 2-hour drive now to Derby. I've been out 3 hours already. We've got another 2 hours to go till we get there. The job shouldn't actually take that long when we get there, which is the ironic thing. So yeah, anyway, let's get on the road, get up there and go and get this one sorted. Whoa, what a long day that was. Left at 5:30 this morning and I have just got back down to HQ. It's now 6:15. Down here for a particular reason, but I can't tell you what that is yet. I will reveal more about that tomorrow. So I come to drop off a machine, come to meet someone down at HQ. Got that job done. Adam, we'll put the before and after pictures here. I was working with another drainage company that had an issue with a failed patch. But they knew we had a new Maxi Miller, so we went down and gave that a test, which was good. Really impressed with how that's using, and I popped into CJ Kelly this morning, as you guys see. Sorry I didn't film while I was there, but again, I was on my own, and we just needed to get the job done. This was a domestic property that they had an issue with, so they wanted to get it finished nice and quickly. So yeah, interesting day tomorrow. Not going to give away no secrets. You guys will have to check in for the final day of the week, Friday, tomorrow, to see what that secret is. But it's an exciting one. I said it would happen, and as I always promise, it's happening. See you guys in the morning. What is happening, team? It is Friday. A slight change of plan. I was going to do show you something big, but I'm actually going to have to save that till Monday because I had a few bits and pieces come up today that I had to deal with. It's been a bit of a stressful day, to be honest. A few bits and pieces going on the JCD side of things, a few processes that we had to get straight, a few disagreements about how those processes should look, but hey ho, that is part of business. So I have been at home most of the day. Yeah, a little bit stressed, just pondering a few things over, but show goes on as always, because that's what we do. I say on the channel all the time. Just got to do those things even when you don't fancy doing them. And at the moment, that seems to be most days, unfortunately. But next week, Monday, we've got a big reveal to make to you guys. We've got something going on that's quite a milestone for us. It's interesting that milestone's happened, and I'll mention this on the channel all the time and say that's why it's about enjoying the journey, is because that milestone happened. And to be honest with you, it was, you know, again, great in the moment, but gone pretty quickly the next day. Oh, actually, probably that evening, to be honest, but there you go. That's part and parcel of it. So, yeah, a bit of a quiet Friday, to be honest. I'm not going to be getting up to much today, just taking my calls and bits and pieces. I've got a new piece of camera equipment arriving today, which I'm looking forward to. That should be good. Hopefully, you guys will notice a difference in the quality of our videos, especially aesthetically, what it looks like, and the picture quality, hopefully. So yeah, Monday, got a big reveal for you guys. Adam's going to join me down at HQ. I have lots of meetings next week, but I'll take you guys along for that. So yeah, that wraps up another one, like DJ Khaled.
Another one.
Thanks for checking in, guys. Like and subscribe as always, and I will see you guys on Monday for the big reveal.